Chapter 9. Liam. I've lived almost 900 years without keeping traveling companions, and tonight I'm reminded why going solo was good practice. The mage behind me has single-handedly set 4 soldiers from the Republic on fire, announced the presence of an unmarked mage in one of my regular establishments, and picked up an injured bard, who is unconscious and simply a burden. Saphira traipses behind me, flustered but satisfied. She glances at the bard, whose body has succumbed to the magical flames. I'm tempted to drop the reins and leave them in the wake of their own destruction. The goal we set out to achieve is one to be performed alone. These people will bring only pain and loneliness, my rational side reminds me. Chaos has erupted across the village. The townsfolk eagerly hide away in their homes, locking their doors and emptying the streets. I direct the mare off the main drag when I spot a small opening in the fence that surrounds the village. We need to stay off the road at all costs. This place will be filled with soldiers and likely mages soon. I whisper over my shoulder to the mage. The Republic will surely investigate whatever happened at that tavern. Fields of corn, wheat, and barley encircle this side of the village, proving to be excellent coverage for travelers wishing to go unnoticed. I enter a field on the northern edge and pull the mare along at a steady pace. Full-grown corn stalks tower above my head as I part the sea of crops and stumble along in the pitch-dark field with as much haste as I can muster. We move along like in this fashion until I risk stopping to assess the situation. When I turn around, I find the mage in step with the mare, panicked and out of breath. She has pulled her emerald hood over her face, a few long black strands slipping out, blending in with the night. Can you make it another hour? It would be best for us to reach the grasslands of Kerr before we stop for the evening, I ask. Her breaths rasp in and out as she hunches over to place her palms on her knees. We need to separate ourselves from this mess as much as we can. I peer into the darkness that surrounds us. Here, I begin to dismount the unconscious bard. We leave him here, and then you can ride the mare. Immediately, she straightens and chokes out, "What? We can't just leave him here. He will die. He's been hit by that mage's flames." He's going to die regardless, and he's not my responsibility. We take no other companions on this journey. So, what? We're going to steal his horse, leave him here to die, and go on with our lives? She closes the gap between us to put herself eye to eye with me. Yes, that is what we are going to do. I break my eyes away from her stare. Where we are going is dangerous, and the answers I seek are not to be shared. You can either stay here with him or come with me. This place is going to be crawling with Republic soldiers and mages by morning, and I don't expect them to be too kind to the unmarked mage who burnt 4 soldiers to a crisp. Wait, what? She stammers. I didn't hurt anyone, thank you. Do you really think I'm that ignorant? Another unmarked mage in Laughlin? Not possible. What was she wearing? I press the matter. She was a rebel, she says. She wore the same gold lily as the men in Kiva. She was powerful, Liam. She wasn't afraid of those soldiers in the least. A tint of admiration covers her voice. It looked like a dispute between her and the barman at the inn. How convenient. So I was correct about the loyalty of Sammy and his operation. I mutter as I haul the bard off the mare and onto my shoulder. My arms wrap around his waist as I lay him gently on the ground and turn back towards the mage. So, what say you? I motion towards the horse. Liam, please, she pleads. Can't we at least get him to safety and out of this blasted cornfield? She plucks a husk caught in her hair. I pause to consider her proposition. We can assess his wounds and leave him in the morning, she stammers, and take his horse and coin with us if you insist. The mage's kindness will be my downfall. Emery would have liked Saphira, but she would be mortified by the person I have become, the type of person who leaves a man to die if it is inconvenient. Memories of her threaten my thoughts, but I push them out with the wall I have fortified over the years. Before I can reconsider my actions, I lift the bard from the ground and throw him atop his horse once more. The mage's eyes soften, and she nods her head and breathes out a sigh of relief. Okay, let's go. It takes nearly 2 hours of trudging through the farmlands before we reach the grasslands of Kher. We have a few more hours under the cover of dark to rest before dawn breaks, so we set up a camp beneath a grove of oak trees. I tie the mare to the thick trunk of an oak and haul the bard onto the ground nearby. He is still unconscious, and his breathing is shallow, but he is alive. When I place my palm on his forehead, his skin burns hot against mine, his freckled face flushed and his fiery red hair damp with sweat. Can you give me some light to work? I ask the mage. She strolls to where I'm hunched over and asks, a bit surprisedly, You are going to help him? I pull the bag off my back, and my fingers sift through the contents to find my potions. I'm doing more than just helping him. I'm mending him. His body is in shock right now as he fights the infection from the mage's fire. He is feverish, and his respiratory rate has slowed, I respond. Some light, please? She procures a mage light with very little effort, and it soon bobs over my shoulder. She's improving. I whisk out some analgesic for pain relief and anodyne for the burns. Tilting the bard's head back, I administer the potions that will potentially save his life from the mage's spell. With a whisper, the incantation leaves my lips as I pull power from my stone, allowing the energy to flow through my hands into his small body. My hand hovers over the damaged skin on his upper arm that slowly transforms into a light pink scar. Moments pass before I'm finished, and I step back to assess him once more. As his breath deepens, I realize I had been holding mine. Within minutes, the heat from his skin fades, and I feel as if I can rest easy. The mage watches nearby, her brows furrowed. Why did you do it? Why mend him? Her head tilts. I push myself to my feet and begin making my bed for the evening. Since I don't really have an answer to the mage's question, I sidestep it. He will not wake until morning. The analgesic will make him quite drowsy, but it will ease his pain. The mage's light floats above the bard until she swiftly extinguishes it. Her tall, sinewy silhouette stands before me, darkness enveloping the expression on her face. Yet something tells me she bears a smile. Thank you, Liam.